Well, Special Advisor to the President on Policy Communication, Daniel Bwala, disclosed a planned meeting on X on Saturday, saying the two leaders will seek to clarify misconceptions about the nature of terrorist attacks in Nigeria and to discuss joint efforts against insurgency. Nigeria is currently grappling with violent conflict across religious and ethnic lines, which analysts say has claimed lives on both Christian and Muslim sides. However, some observers insist this has mostly been a targeted attack on Christians. Joining us to start this conversation this morning, we're able to actually bring him back to the studio, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity. We do have Mr. Temitope Ajayi here live with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Our apologies once again for disturbing your sleep and ensuring that it's a critical conversation that we must have.
That's the job we started off for.
It's been a backlog of what happened from the weekend, what the President of the United States has said, how Nigerians are reacting to it. And then just yesterday or so, we also got this information that the President will be looking to meet with, that's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will be looking to meet the President of the United States to speak on this. First of all, can you tell us, how is the presidency handling this entire situation? Because, I mean, you're there, you're closer to the presidency.
Well, thank you. The government is handling it the best way it should. The president is using diplomatic channels and back channels to engage with U.S. authorities. And of course, you saw that immediately after President Trump made that his famous tweet now, or do we call it a famous tweet? The Nigerian government, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, gave an immediate reaction, trying to state Nigeria's position. Then followed that was President's statement too, personal statement, also saying that Nigeria as a constitutional democracy, we have constitutional guarantees for liberty and freedom of worship. Of course, the president also made it clear that what is happening, or what President Trump said about Nigeria or Christians genocide, or that Christianity is facing existential threat in Nigeria, is actually a mischaracterization of what is happening in Nigeria. There is no such thing as Christian genocide in Nigeria. Of course, we recognize that we have security challenges that has affected both adherents of Christianity and Islam. So as far as government is concerned, the government is doing what it needs to do to engage with U.S. authorities. The president is using all the resources that are available to him diplomatically and politically to address the issues. And like I said, the back channels are available, and the president is exploring all of those to make sure that the U.S. authorities understand what the issues are correctly, not just succumbing to propaganda.
Okay, but is there a sense, what would you say the mood is like within the presidency? Is there a sense of calm? Yes, I hear that you're exploring back channels, but I know that you must have seen all the chatter going on social media with the arguments back and forth. Some people seem to be tense about the potential of what this might mean. How is the president feeling about it?
No, of course, the president is a capable and steady hand. Is addressing the issues, but again, I think we need to let Nigerians know, because I've been following social media conversation in the last 72 hours. So a lot of some Nigerians actually think that President Trump is going to invade Nigeria with U.S. submarine or U.S. Marines any moment from now. That is not true. Nigeria is not going to be invaded by any country, and I think we shouldn't worry about that. So the Nigerian government, under the leadership of President Tinubu, will continue to do what it needs to do to make sure that whatever misconception or whatever misunderstanding that the U.S. government has about what is happening in Nigeria will be sorted out. So America is not going to invade Nigeria, so we should not panic. We should just go about our businesses and hope that and trust that we have capable leadership in the country that can undo this challenge. As it is.
Yeah, you spoke about back-channel communications, but the presidency, through Mr. Daniel Bwala, has also said a meeting is up on the horizon. Could you give us a timeline as to when this...
I don't think there is any official. I don't think. Well, it might be in the works, but I can't really say it is going to happen so day or so time. So I think it's still we are still at the early stage of.
How prepared are we? I know it's hypothetical now because data has not been completed. How prepared are we for this meeting, knowing that President Trump could be a tough customer? We saw the South African president in the Oval Office.
No, like I said, as of now, I don't think there is any confirmed meeting.
Okay.
So I don't want to speculate or discuss what I know is not yet in the offing.
Now that's fair enough. Nigeria, in its history, in its entire existence, since it gained independence, has never. This is quite unprecedented, and it's coming as a shock to many people. Do you think we have what it takes diplomatically, knowing that we don't even have an ambassador in Washington and we don't have lobby groups to prevent this from escalating? Because the Secretary of War has been making posts on social media saying, you know, he's received his command from the President Donald Trump and, you know, all of this. And it's leading to some palpable tension in Nigeria. People are scared.
No, like I said, Nigerians should not worry. There's not going to be war between Nigeria and the U.S. There's not going to be any invasion of Nigeria by the U.S. military. See, of course, we know that President Trump has his own unconventional ways of conducting business and running his own country. And a country invading another country is a serious matter, and it's not something that can. It's not something that can be declared just like that via a single tweet. So I don't think we should panic. The Nigerian government is capable and can deal with any issue with any country and with U.S. And don't also forget that Nigeria is the U.S. most important trading partner in sub-Saharan Africa. Nigeria has a very strong relationship with America. Nigerians we have almost over 500,000 Nigerians living in the U.S. that are contributing to that, to the economy. At the level of economic diplomacy, cultural diplomacy, Nigeria and U.S. are intertwined. So I really don't see, it's not going to happen. Whatever this is just a misunderstanding that will be resolved.
When you say that it is a misunderstanding, my question is, now the government has denied the killings of Christians. There are Christians who will still come online and argue against that. We've seen the video of the evangelical pastor the evangelist in Plateau State. What data has the government relied on to come to the conclusion about this and make this public?
Like I said, since 2009, we have had this problem of Boko Haram that has become a full-blown terrorism. Initially, it seemed to be attacks against Christians. But later, it metamorphosed into attacks against anybody or any person or any institution that is against their ideology. They were attacking police stations, they were attacking military barracks, they were attacking churches, they were attacking mosques, they were attacking schools. So we have had Christian victims of Boko Haram and banditry. We have, as much as we have had that of Muslims. But of course, human lives are involved here. People who have lost family members, friends, will be unhappy about the development. However, to label it as Christian genocide is a factual error and a total misrepresentation. And we are talking of a genocide. it will mean that there is a deliberate action or state policy to exterminate a group, to take out a group, whether racial, whether religious. But there is no such policy in Nigeria. There is no government policy that is targeting Christians. Nigeria, there is freedom of worship in Nigeria. And it's a bit incongruous for anyone to say or to suggest that Christianity is facing existential threat in Nigeria, when most of the largest Christian gathering in the world happens in Nigeria. The biggest church in the world is being constructed in Nigeria today at Canaan land, the Hack. Redeemed Church, the Holy Ghost service, almost 6 million, or between 6 and 7 million people gather there at every month.
So I think the concern that we've heard the Christians share would not be about the Redeemed Chapel and the Canaan land. It's mainly in the Middle Belt.
No, the point I'm trying to make is, if Christianity is facing existential threat, if there is a state policy against Christianity, Christianity will not be thriving in the country. Christianity is thriving in Nigeria. There's no community you get to in Nigeria today.
Okay.
There's no town where you don't see churches, where people don't gather to worship.
Okay.
That's the point I was making.
I hear you. I think maybe another angle would be also, I know that we're going to go into talks with the US government. Do we have data to be able to substantiate the statements that we're making? You know, the position that Nigeria has.
I don't think there's any institution, there's anybody in this country that has more data or information or statistic on any matter or any subject than government. We have DSS. What's the job of DSS? We have police. We have NIA. So I don't think we should diminish our country by saying, by asking if we have data.
No. It's important to know so that we can share this data as well.
So whatever data you want, I'm sure if you ask through the appropriate government channel, you will get. DSS has data of every crime. Police has data of every crime that takes place in this country per minute. There is no data on any incident that the security agencies do not capture. Every day, go to a normal police station. Just go to Area F, very close to you here at Ogba. Every day you see on their notice board incident reporting of everything that happened. That is what happens in every police station across the country every day. So they get this information, they collate, they process, they send to the headquarters.
Okay, let's look at this invasion talks. For a few Nigerians, many have said it's a bittersweet one. Bitter in the sense that a few Nigerians are saying, no, we do not want that. Looking at the incidences that took place in Afghanistan, Iraq, you can name them, Somalia and the likes.
Sovereignty.
Of course. And then sweet in the sense that Nigerians feel that our issue has been taken to the market space where the market women will now have to sit down and discuss our problem. By saying that, I simply mean we've held on too long. We've not tackled this insecurity. It seems like the government is condoning it.
That is not true.
What's your take on that?
That is not correct. And it should be unfair to our military men and women, some of whom have paid supreme sacrifice protecting us, keeping us safe. It should be unfair to our servicemen and women, some of them who have lost limbs, to keep us safe, to say that government is not doing anything. Government is doing so much. See, insecurity I'm trying to look for appropriate word to qualify it. Every country faces one security challenge or the other. So the scale and the gravity may differ. But to suggest that the government is not doing anything, we have forgotten that as recent as 2014, 2013, we couldn't even go to our churches, even in Lagos, without being frisked. Women cannot carry their bags into churches. Even in Lagos, that was the level of security tension in this country. We have forgotten that Abuja was randomly attacked. The UN building, the this day office.
Banex Plaza.
That is the heart of Abuja. We have forgotten that bomb was going up, was going off everywhere in Nigeria up to 2014. All these things no longer happen. That is progress. Nigeria on the Global Terrorism Index, up to, we were total red up to 5-6 years ago. But our performance has really improved. So we shouldn't succumb to all this hyperbole or all this misrepresentation. Nigerian government is working hard to keep us safe. But the truth is, the challenges are still there, but they are not as bad as where we were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago. So security is an ongoing thing. You can never solve every security challenges in a day. They will never disappear. There is no time all problems in any country will disappear. What is important is there is a will, there is determination to continue to address them. And don't even forget, even 48 hours before President Trump made the street, the president inaugurated the new service chiefs on Thursday or Friday. In his address, I'm sure, I don't know if you have seen the president.
Yes, we have. I think we also have that address. Maybe if
by the president of the service chiefs,
yeah.
He was charging them that we have this insecurity problem has lingered too much, and the president was even specific. Since 2009, it is now time to end it. So a leader who is not concerned about the security situation in his country will not give that kind of a charge to his service chiefs. He was telling them that we are spending too much resources that we should spend on education, on healthcare, on our road, on critical infrastructure that will make life better for Nigerians, that will make our economy to improve. Of course, we know you can't really do much in an atmosphere of insecurity. So I was telling someone last week that go and look at our national budget since 2009.
Defense has always had,
We have spent more than 20 trillion.
Okay. So now, Nigeria has said that it's willing to accept some sort of help from the U.S. if its territorial integrity is being respected. What are the boundaries that you would expect that the U.S. should not cross if the U.S. is offering some form of help to Nigeria?
See, every country needs help. Even U.S. itself needs help. So that is why you have diplomatic relations. That's why you have embassies. So there is interdependence. Countries lean on one another for one thing or the other. So getting help from U.S. to solve this problem will be welcomed by the Nigerian government. However, we don't, like I said, U.S. government, as Nigerians, we should stand by our country. We should rally behind our national flag. We should rally behind our sovereignty. So what will not be accepted is another country threatening to invade our country. We are not going to clap for any country threatening us of invasion. But we accept help in terms of arms and ammunition, in terms of intelligence sharing, in terms of technology that can help us deal with this problem once and for all and get over it.
All right.
Just before we wrap up, there were talks of Ambassador Yusuf Tugo meeting with some senators to go to the United States of America just before this designation happened, our foreign minister, to present facts before them. Any news, do you know if that meeting happened? And what's the current status?
Well, I think the ambassador, the foreign affairs minister will be in better position to discuss. I know that the National Assembly passed a resolution setting up a committee or naming a number of National Assembly members that will travel to U.S. to also go and present our case. So I don't know if that has happened yet, but I also know that I think I spoke with one of the assistants of the minister, Eddie, last week, I know that plan is still on, so I don't know when the trip will happen.
Okay.
But I also know that the Minister of Foreign Affairs is doing his best to engage with his counterpart in US. I know they probably have even spoken or shared note in the last 1 or 2 weeks. So I think that he's doing what he should do.
And finally, would you say that Nigerians should expect a decisive blow hit on insecurity in Nigeria? Because
Definitely.
I mean, the government is pushing back and saying it's not about Christian killings, even though a number of Christians in the Middle Belt completely disagree. So regardless of whether it's Christian or Muslim killings, the thing is Nigerians want to feel safe.
Yes.
So how soon should we expect to see decisive action against insecurity?
There has always been decisive action. There's always been, so say that how far it will mean that nothing has been done. There not had been done. It's a continuous work. It's going to be continuous improvement. Like I said, don't forget that there is a reason why the president changed his service chiefs. There's a reason why he reorganized the
security architecture and all that.
Because of the insecurity challenges.
It's because he's demanding better results. He's demanding better outcomes.
Okay, Mr. Ajayi, before we go, I mean, I know we keep saying before we go, but we really need to go because we have other guests who are waiting. Just quickly touch on one. Where are the ambassadors? How come Nigeria hasn't gotten ambassadors in different countries till today? And can you also, anyway, let me allow you to touch on that first.
Any moment from now, I think the president will decide on the ambassadors.
Do we have a timeline?
Any moment from now.
Well, any moment from now can be next year.
No, it won't be next year.
Okay.
And I'm sure it won't go past this month.
Okay. And is there any reason why it took this long?
Well, of course, there had been government had offered explanation, even Minister of Foreign Affairs had offered explanation. It's about funding. And the last I checked, to most of our embassies, there are different level of, they need a lot of needs, whether vehicles, whether fixing. So you don't really want to send ambassadors who will go and be dealing with problems. So the president plan was to make sure that all the resources they need are made available to them. But like I said, it won't go past this month. We are going to have ambassadors. Okay,
all right. One last question everyone is asking before we let you go again, I beg my producers, is why has the federal government refused to release the names of those who are purportedly behind the insurgency? It's a very critical question because what we hear, what we know, be it as journalists, is that these names were highlighted. The presidency has the names and so on.
Well, as much as I know, a lot of people are being prosecuted as we speak for terrorism-related charges, for sponsorship, for financial transactions, sending money to. So, and I think as much as I know, those names are with security agencies. They are being prosecuted. So, and the security agencies might have their reasons where they are not throwing up names. But I know as we speak, even if you check, if you Google it, you will see that even as at last month, I know some of them were still in court. So if people are being prosecuted, so it won't be correct to say their names are not known. Because you cannot take someone, you can't check someone to court without a name.
Which names are you referring to in this instance?
As I'm saying, he's asking those who are sponsoring terror.
Yeah, you're saying that in court.
No, I don't need to give names, but I'm saying that they are being prosecuted. And if you need specific names, if you go through the court record or the court proceedings, you see those names. So I'm not a security, I don't work for any of the security agencies, so they must have their reasons why they
It would have been great for you to share the names so we can bring down whatever.
I don't. Of course, I may not be able to recall all the names offhand.
So can we contact you again?
Of course, you can.
All right, and we're hoping that we can hear from the government, that the government can speak to Nigerian citizens because it's a very dicey situation.
Every day, government speaks to Nigerian citizens.
To see a number of people talking about this, you know that there's still a grave dissatisfaction when it comes to the area of insecurity because there are human faces attached to a number of these lives that have been killed.
Nobody will be happy that citizens are killed one way or the other. It's a sad development which government is working very hard to address.
Okay.
And we won't rest until the threats are eliminated, totally eliminated.
All right. Temitope Ajayi, thank you very much for joining us this evening.